(1122) King Road, Moscow, Idaho. And anybody that might be involved that is not related to the house, if they killed that person, if they know who killed them, if they had a reason to kill them, if this was some type of ritual outside the house, because there's a lot of people who are definitely making this add up to 666, and so there's a lot of different speculations, but I want to know if the house energy is going to tell me anything, or someone outside the house who may have been involved in this, like the stalker. If it wasn't a stalker, was it someone else? I'm looking for the answers. So saints, family members who are my saints who are sit on my table, Hannah who sits on my table, and all of her saints, and all of her, spirits, help me get this dialed in. Let's go after this. I mean, this is a tough reach, so I need everybody on this, including the energy in this room. And so here we go. 1122 King Road, 1122 King Road, 1122 King Road, present and future, visible and invisible, for what we want to know. And we want to know, was there an outside person who did this? Was it a stalker? Was it somebody who was having an outside illicit affair with someone in the house? Was it that sixth roommate? Well, we wanted to know if it was someone else. And then for what's hidden behind darkness, and the God and the saints will reveal the answers to our questions. Here we go.
That's what the house looks like.
Okay. It's a cool house. Don't get me wrong.
3-story house. It's a big house.
Cool looking house.
Oh, man.
Here we go. First two coming out for the 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho murders. Here we go. Oh! Damn! I got chills. They're multiplying. And if I laugh, guys, that's my way of kind of being unnervous. So don't take that out of, misconstrue that. Wow. You guys watch me shuffle. So I didn't move the card. You've been watching me shuffle the whole time here. And the first card that comes out is death. My hair's standing up.
That's scary.
I had a feeling this is why I wanted to do this. But everybody wanted to go through the roommates, and I'm kind of glad we did. I'm glad we
I like the saga we got going.
I do. I really loved it. I love the whole saga. It's like the whole Star Wars thing never ends. Here comes the next card. My hands are vibrating.
That's a trip.
Here we go.
That's crazy.
Boom. Okay. And it's facing this way. So it says, a death for someone who put themselves, so death, someone that committed death who put themselves in the right place at the right time. It talks about someone that returned to do this. They returned, they'd been there before. They had been around there before. They could be just as well the stalker. And they made this decision. They made this decision that night. So either something transpired at a party, or the stalker saw something they didn't like, or some person that was on the outside. It's definitely not saying the neighbor, but it's talking about death. They committed death. A lot can still happen in the middle. My heart's racing.
It's just the beginning.
And the death card just kind of threw me way back right off the get-go, which is really scary. All right, here we go. Going to the past, and it's facing, the cards are facing me so you understand. This card will dictate this card. Here we go. It says, oh, in the past, things came to an end. Look at all the swords. Brought to an end with swords. So this, I think we have the killer, but I don't think we have, it's going to be hard to get a name.
Yeah.
So we got to try to put this person somehow in context with the house.
You got to be descriptive.
Remember, they said it's the house. So it's someone who returned to the house. What if someone was at the party at the house, got into an argument or a fight, or was trying to pick up on a girl and something went wrong there? They're like, F all these people.
I'm just adding stuff.
Because that happens at parties.
I'm adding stuff to my theory right now. Like, I'm sticking to Ethan.
But definitely some serious shit. Death has really got me a little shaken up here. So definitely things came to an end in the past, and it was all by knives. And you can see they're laying there dead. I don't know if you guys are getting nervous, but I sure as am. Here we go. Going to the top. Presently, it says, and they've left things incomplete. We have the murder. We have the murder on my table.
Can we get a description?
I'm trying. We're not there yet. Nobody's come up
Isn't that
yet.
creepy, you guys?
I know. My body feels like it's going like this. Like, it's weird.
The other day.
That's how it kind of feels. All right. Going into the future, a man that will be upside down. So this says a man. That's also my card though. So we'll see if usually when I help people, my card pops up upside down. So if we end up figuring out or giving somebody enough clues to figure out who the murderer is, and it turns out that's who the person is, of course I'll lose energy for that. But a lot of energy going into this. Here we go, going up the ladder. It says something that didn't work out, or things that weren't working out or functioning, or something. It says there's a web here. There's a web here of different things that are put together that transpired, but definitely somebody was watching. So somebody was watching, and that's the person who may have come back to the house and waiting for the opportune time. It says no hardship on them. It says this is the only way they figure they can have a new beginning or a new start. Why, I don't know. And then it says because of a girl that's upside down.
That girl keeps popping on there.
But it's not the angry one with the knives yet. It says, and to the left of the house, it's saying, and of course, whatever person this might be, it says, no more energy, no more health there. It says, people who were friends like family upside down, and then it says, it's true. It's true what I'm saying. I'm basically saying that we have the killer, I think. And it's saying, it's true what you're saying. It says, and across that comes the angry woman with the knives.
And in the same spot. Most of the cards
They're
are
in the same spot.
At least 2 or 3 other readings.
Yeah, but man, I just have a tough time, guys. A woman to kill for. I mean, I'm not saying you guys aren't capable of it. I know some that's crazy. But and one lives with me. But besides that, Tony's going.
Everyone's your neighbor.
Women are capable of a lot of things, but it just, man, that's some tough killing right there. You would have had to snap. Here we go. That or you just don't have any emotions. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I know.
Ethan did someone dirty.
I'm dragging this on, man. I'm dragging it on because I'm scared here.
It's intense. It's crazy.
All right. Let's go. It says death, and they put themselves in the right place. In other words, they knew. They had their own timelines. They were watching. They were seeing. They knew the opportune time. And honestly, they planned the death. So this is something.
Okay, so you guys, I'm stopping it periodically through this because he's like one of my favorites just because he reads so differently than most. And you have to know his backstory. If you watch enough of his videos, you get to hear, like, you know, what he's been through and why he got into the cards and all that kind of stuff. But he's really down to earth. This is all of his family that's around him that supports him like this. And his readings are just just very interesting. And anyway, so most of his that I've listened to, which is a lot, like I listened to all of the Idaho 4 ones at least, I don't know, probably 12 times each. But the house one really intrigued me. And then also, what's the other one that did? I think it was Fry. Chief Fry, I think, was another one that was just, whoa. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoy him. I'm going, like I said, stop periodically. But when he said this, the eyes watching and stuff like that, that immediately made me think of Enon. Because that's what he is. He's a watcher. He talks about going in their back parking lot and spinning fire. He's back there. He can see through the back, the windows. I mean, the whole thing. And you'll see more Enon references come up in here. Even though he doesn't reference him at all. They actually talk about the Jeremy guy, that one, shy, kind of quirky dude, and because I don't think Enon was brought into it at that point yet. I don't think when he did this reading that they were even aware of Enon. I could be wrong, but yeah. So, but anyway, just wanted to put that out there. And like I said, I'll be stopping it periodically for some things I want to just, say something about. All right.
They planned the death. So this is something that wasn't, it may have been spontaneous, it may have been their own way of a crime of passion, but this was death. They haven't mentioned crime of passion, which again has made me wonder if they slit their throat, but I just feel that it said, there it is, same card, there's a death. Boom!
Wow.
There's the 4 dead.
The 4 swords.
The 4 swords dead, and the person who killed him. So we have the killer. We literally have the killer. Now we have to be able to decipher. So I need all of your input. I need everybody to kind of throw in what we got here as we're moving along, because we definitely have the killer on our hands here. The house is not identifying, but giving us that there's a killer on the outside. There's nobody on the inside. I don't believe it was Jack no more. Could be a girl from Ethan's side. That's still a very big possibility. And it could be a guy that also was turned upside down. And then here's the look I get. You guys wanted to know. I'm going to get.
Okay, he's going to give a description now, but before he does that, I wanted to ask you guys, do you know about the girl he's talking about with Ethan? I don't recall that. So if any of you do, that would be great. In fact, I'll probably go back and listen to Ethan's reading that he does on him, because there's something in Ethan's reading that is a little sketchy with these guys. Like there's something there that they're not comfortable with. So anyway, I'm going to keep it going because here comes a description of who he thinks it is. Hold on.
That also was turned upside down. And then here's the look I get. You guys wanted to know. I'm going to give you a description. I'll give you a description of the guy I think. I'll give you a description of the girl you think. The guy I think is kind of got facial hair. He's got like a kind of a goatee, but not really. It's kind of a half thing, more kind of full here. Maybe a little bit of his hair is kind of bushy, not long, but not short. Medium cut.
Like just a curly hair kind of puff.
Maybe not curly hair, maybe wavy hair, kind of thick hair. Slim built, maybe 6 foot, maybe between 6 foot and 6'3". I don't see colored eyes. Lighter skin, not completely white, but lighter skin, maybe a olive color, maybe not like my color. My color's a little bit darker. It wasn't before, but yeah. But definitely that's what I'm getting. Dressed a little bit simple, kind of off key, kind of, I don't know what you call that. Not really grunge, but not really didn't fit into a mode or a pattern, you know what I mean? It wasn't someone who was just, I'm a skater dude, or wasn't someone who was like, I'm a cholo. All right, let's go. We get carried away.
The girl description?
Coming. I gotta get to her. Coming. Relax. Fucking kill me. Here we go. All right, guys. I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm sweating. I need a fan. Here we go. It says this person was discontent in their life. That makes it even more interesting. So they were discontent in their life. It says, and things were incomplete for them. Things were not good for them. It says they didn't like the partying or the celebration. Do you get what? They didn't like all the partying, or they didn't like that person was doing a lot of partying.
Okay, so right there, one of Enon's posts that he did was he was complaining about someone had come over and put a note on his door and told him to keep the music down or something. Then he came back with complaining about other people and their loud stuff. And he also basically said that they were loud over there, at the house, and that it was almost like he was literally complaining about not being invited over there, even when they had parties. When he said, "Oh, I thought about going over and just busting, whatever you call it, busting the party or whatever." Not busting the party, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't think today. I can't think at all today. It's weird. Anyway, going to the party uninvited, and that's pretty much what he did with the wine, if you think about it. So, but the whole thing is, how do you determine if that was even true, if that was true what he's talking about, because no one's there anymore to confirm that, right? And so could it be that he was just upset that he never got invited over there? But I believe he knew Emma. And I believe he knew Emma well. If they were the drug dealers there, right? Well, Eno's not out of that stuff. Eno's not going to get out of it. You can tell just by the way he is. And I believe, is the eyes, like I said before, the eyes and the ears for over there, for both campuses, I believe he is. And I think that he also dabbles in the drugs, and he also probably sells them too. And I think him and Emma, I think they know each other quite well. And so, with him, so here's another thing too, is we don't know who he knows at the house, if they even know him, if, like I said, like if they brought him a bottle of wine, if that was just a tale, if he'd been over there before partying, if they did say, thought he was weird because he was older, and why would you come around our house, which was, pretty much at an age like that, I would have probably thought that, like, why does this guy want to be over here, And, it's just normal. It's normal for someone to think that. I mean, not used to be nice, but just think that was kind of odd. But so you've got him not being invited over there and trying to do cool things like fire twirling, and then going out of his way to go into the back parking lot to actually practice. To me, that's like trying to get attention and seeking out attention. Hopefully they see me and they come out and think it's cool, but with the way he was acting, they probably didn't. They probably thought it was actually weird, and maybe that's who they thought the stalker was, because he, I believe, is the eyes and the ears. And so when he's talking about a male and female, because he's talking about, and he's not the only one. Every person that I have listened to in tarot or astrology or anything talks about this feminine, like it's like almost like it's a transgender is he, she, and all of them have. And so that's why I'm wondering if indeed Enon is an incel, and if Enon is a virgin. I really do believe he's an incel. And I'm leaning towards, he's probably a virgin too, big time. Just the way he acts and the way he giggles at things, like when he's talking to people, he just gives off this sense of being immature, extremely immature, but he's also very intellectual. And so that's the way incels are. And I don't know, got to think about that one. So anyway, okay, I'm going to play it again. So give me a second, I'll rewind just a little bit.
They didn't like all the partying. Or they didn't like that person was doing a lot of partying. And then again it says, boom, a woman who is spiritual. What kind of spiritual? Spiritual could be a cult. Spiritual could be devil worship. It could be good stuff. It could be bad stuff.
This is going with the 1122 theory right here.
It could be that there's two separate theories. Maybe it was two people. They're in the same suit. Maybe that's how they did it. It was two people.
One took one room, the other took the other.
And that would make it easy for a guy and a girl. Because there's even in the videos they're saying they're narrowing it down to a certain amount of suspects. Is that one suspect or is that two? That would explain why there's no room going across and coming backwards, or that blood, on the carpet or whatever the floor was, because it would have had to be from one room to another. There would have had to be some kind of blood somewhere. Unless he killed them and they stayed in the bed and all the blood was absorbed into the bed. That's possible. But there still would have been splatter. There still would have been something. Especially if you cut their neck, that shit squirts everywhere. When I cut my wrist, that shit squirted everywhere. Everywhere. It was like the sprinklers. I didn't even know I had that much blood. Here we go. So, talks about a spiritual woman that also maybe spiritual was involved in it, and then at the same time, maybe one of the girls was, they're in a sorority, maybe there was a spiritual thing going on there. There's some dark shit, bro.
Pagan stuff,
Pagan stuff, there's witchcraft, all kinds of stuff. Here we go. It says, this person returned to the house, and he returns ready for battle. You're seeing him. He's coming back ready for battle. You see the trees, and you see the brush. Oh. And so they said that he would have had to come to the house through this pathway that had trees and brush.
From the back of the house.
From the back of the house. And that's kind of what it's showing. And look, he's watching. He's watching and waiting. We have the killer on the table. So you guys should be taking notes and trying to see if we can put this all together. He's not going to tell me his name. Of course, he may, but I haven't got it yet. It says...
Why are we going back? We're going back to the dude.
Well, it was going back and forth. Yeah. But again, Ethan's speculation could have been who he thought would have wanted to kill him. This is kind of the house saying, check this out. It says, this isn't something that was a temptation. It's saying that this was evil. It became evil. It says, and at the same time, it wasn't about the past. It wasn't something that happened in the past. Something happened not too long ago. Like, I mean, the past to me is like when you well, the past is tomorrow, yesterday. But I think it was something that happened. It didn't happen a long time ago. It was something that happened in the recent time. So either the fact that the girls were going to graduate and leave, or the fact that Kaylee was involved with somebody. Definitely, I'm not throwing it on Kaylee, but it says, and there was no triumph. In other words, let's say triumph. It says triumph. So there was triumph with what they did. They succeeded, and the house is left upside down. It says no more face to face. So this person must have had some type of face to face to him. Think about it. You're going to this house parties all the time. You go to the same house. I used to have them all the time in college. You're going to the same house. There's eventually someone's going to get a little too drunk. Someone's going to hit on a girl, maybe go too far. Someone who's going to, something's going to happen. And so you'll tell her, hey, you need to go. Get the fuck here. You're not welcome here no more. So that could have happened. They don't realize who, or because it's so random, right? And so that could have left someone bitter too. Of course, it's just saying, just
the
no more.
neighbor was low-key doing the girl, and the wife killed her.
I mean, that's something that's crossed our mind, but I don't think he was low-key good enough or good-looking enough.
Okay, and I don't know what he's talking about there. If you guys can understand what they're saying in here on this part, I'm going to rewind it a little bit. I don't know what about the neighbor and the neighbor coming over. I have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm going to rewind it just a little bit so you can hear it again.
Too drunk. Someone's going to hit on a girl, maybe go too far. Someone who's going to, something's going to happen. And so you'll tell her, hey, you need to go. Get the fuck here. You're not welcome here no more. So that could have happened. They don't realize who, or because it's so random, right? And so that could have left someone bitter too. Of course, it's just saying, just no more.
The neighbor was low-key doing the girl, and the wife killed her.
I mean, that's something that's crossed our mind, but I don't think he was low-key good enough or good-looking enough to be doing the neighbor. I mean, or for the neighbor to be doing her or any of them. So I don't see it. And I don't mean that to be shallow. I just don't see. Kaylee was definitely a good-looking girl, I don't think. But then again, she was with fucking Jack, and no offense, Jack, but you're not fucking an Adonis. I mean, you're not a bad-looking dude, but you're not, like you don't stand out in the crowd, bro, like straight up. Yeah, just saying. Okay. It says the decision was made, a choice that was made in the darkness, in the night, in the clouds, through the brush. It's saying that all in the card. Look at the card. It's saying all of that. In the darkness, in the night, in the moon, in the clouds, and the whole 9 yards, creeping in the dark, a decision was made. It says a decision was made to turn a girl upside down. It says because she was walking around happy or doing stuff. Or what if this person who did it was the girl who was asking the guy, what should I do? And he egged her on to do this. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
It's getting good.
It says a friendship. So the friendship here between this person and the person who's actually the killer. I don't know if it's with someone in the house, but it's talking about there was just tons of opportunities to go after it. And then it talks about, and then another girl upside down. 2 girls that were together killed upside down. Now he's telling us how that happened in the house. They were friends. They were happy. They were having a good time. They were doing shit. Killed both of them. Turned them upside down. We have the killer on our table. Literally.
Man, it's telling us a story of what happened.
If I could have a dream to see who it was, oh my God, that'd be great. But I already gave you guys a description.
Of the guy.
Yes. It says, there's no more fruit of the tree for them. I took them out. He's saying. They're upside down.
So they were first.
I don't know if they were first, but he's talking about them. Maybe they were first. But we all have our theories. Let's just keep going. You gotta just start throwing me curveballs. It says, here's what was left. See, presently they don't know. They can't figure it out. He's talking about it. They don't know. They don't know who the pig in the grass is. Do you know what that animal is in the grass? I don't even know what the fucking animal is in the grass.
Cat.
It says
cat,
he wasn't
right?
afraid. He wasn't afraid to do this. He wasn't afraid to take the risk. He didn't care anymore. The person didn't care anymore. It says he was tired of being made a fool of. Or they were tired of being made a fool. Let's put it as they, them. Let's go with they, them. That's better. Because we don't know what's a guy or girl yet. We have someone who I think is a description of the guy. But let's just see. It says, in this world, again, there's the goatee, there's the hair, there's the guy. It says, and return. He's the guy. So in this world, it says, I'm the guy who returned.
Wow. So many curveballs, man.
Whoa. But again, we said, everybody else said their guilt. The people who died said their guilt. So they may have gotten a glimpse, they may have not. Maybe not enough to identify someone. Here comes the guy in the future that they have upside down. It says things just weren't working out. It says, but he wasn't alone.
So yeah, how?
Must have. Maybe it was. That's why he had to go. Maybe they were both. Maybe there were two people who were been like f***ed over by one by Ethan, one by them, and they met up, and they were like, "You take them out, f*** them." You know what I mean? It says there was burden on his back, probably because of school and everything else. It says, and he just wanted the sun to shine. It says, but there was no change. Like, things didn't change for him. Like, hoping things would get better, they never just change. And if you look at the burden over here again, talks about things in the brush, things looking and watching, seen from afar. But now it's showing you two people or two things seen from afar in the brush. Interesting. It says,
I'm speechless right now, man.
but this is the killer. We have the killer on the table. There's no doubt. It says things didn't work out, problems with things that are going on in school, just overall things not working out. It says there was no magic for him in his life. It says that he was angry with the sword. There it is. I said whoever comes up like this as the sword guy talking about death and all the things that are in the middle. Here he is. It says, and there was triumph. He succeeded. There was triumph. It says he wasn't a lover with them. Wasn't one of their lovers. He was not one of their lovers.
He just didn't like the party.
It says, he says, and for the most part, he's always been kind of weak. So something snapped. Something, maybe, he couldn't sleep at night. I don't know, but it's not the neighbor. It's not that neighbor. Although that neighbor also has a goatee too, right? Weird. This is getting weird. Maybe the neighbor's good at lying. Maybe the neighbor's a psychopathic
He's
liar.
a third-year law student. What are lawyers?
He knows what to say and not to say. He knows how to bring in. He knows how to cover his tracks.
Like, this is. I can't.
Okay, when he's talking about the 30-year law student or whatever, so's Enon. Enon goes to school. He goes to classes. He is constantly in a class learning something. And this is where he throws people off with his giggly kind of attitude and demeanor. I think that demeanor is real, but I think that is stemming from being an incel and being a virgin, and doesn't really know how to react around women. Just does the best he can. Uses his little, quirky, charm. For lack of better words, to make women giggle or whatever. But really, if you just think about it, he's kind of creepy. And some of the things he does is just really off color, and some of the things he says, and he doesn't know what to say. Just like that dating game. I don't know if you guys actually saw that, but when they did this dating game thing with him, oh, that was hard to watch. Man alive. I'm telling you what, I've never been so embarrassed for someone as I was for him, with so many parts in that. It actually kind of hurt. I mean, that kind of stuff gets me, man. But anyway, so, what was I getting at? Hi, kitty. What you doing? What was he just saying? Gosh dang it, I forgot. Oh, let me play it for just a second and see if I can remember. Okay, I remember now. So it was the schooling, like when he's talking about him being a 30-year, student or whatever. Like I said, so's Enon. Enon is pretty smart, really darn smart, actually. If he can build his own computers and he can take the, learn these graphic classes and do all the stuff that he's doing, he's constantly a student. And think about it with his mom. I mean, his dad's a professor, right? And so it kind of just, it's easy for him just to shoot on in there. Here's how I picture him. Remember Kramer on Seinfeld? When he would shoot on into the door like on his socked feet, and he'd just shoom on in and, hey, I'm here or whatever. That's how I see Enon. I see him as being just quirky, just kind of silly, but not really all quite there, but smart. I mean, it's an incel. It's what they are. That's how it is. And when they brought the incel up in the very beginning, I never saw Brian as an incel. But after short time after, when the Enon stuff started coming up, I could definitely see Enon as an incel, big time. So anyway, okay, get going here.
Maybe the neighbor's a psychopathic liar.
A third-year law student. What are lawyers?
He knows what to say and not to say. He knows how to bring in. He knows how to cover his tracks.
Like, this is. I can't.
This is great.
He would know how to pass a lie detector
No, he
test.
doesn't have a goatee. He has like a full-on beard and mustache.
I said he had facial hair, the goatee and some facial hair.
And the mustache. She said.
Yeah, and the mustache. Yeah, that's what she's saying. It says this wasn't a hardship. This wasn't like he had become numb. For some reason, with everything going on in his life, he'd become numb. It says, and he was very patient. So that would explain why Kaylee probably thought she had a stalker. Now, whether or not he's that stalker or not, or he was someone else's, what if the stalker was watching the other stalker? Two people watching for, or the stalker saw someone watching. He said, "What is he watching?"
Let me join them.
Ooh, like Cain watching Enon.
It says, God is upside down with this. It says, true love. Someone truly loves someone, then do something. And it talks about true love. It says, true love. It says, and things delayed. Everything just delayed. So God's saying, this is an unconditional love. Like, why would you kill someone? That says, this is something that was masterminded. He was patient. He watched from afar. He was in the brush.
Moved to
Angry about
Moscow.
something. Life wasn't going good. I mean, here's a lot of shit going on. It says, and wanted a new beginning. It says, didn't know how to do that. Didn't know what road to go down. Didn't know how to fix what was happening around him. And yet, watching all these people party must be annoying as f***. Not everyone who goes to college has money. I know I didn't have money. I mean, luckily I got a scholarship or else. The point is, may not having the resources to go down the road to fix his life either until maybe finishing school or whatever's going on. It says, and quickly it says, no money. I told you. He was running out of time, running out of money, running out of everything. It says, and just didn't want to have any more problems. So I don't know if there was a problem going on. Well,
And it would make sense. I don't want to accuse the neighbor, but if he's almost done with school, he needs to start looking for work, get on that financial, to stop having that financial struggle.
here's what's crazy. Now you look at this card, right? It says they don't want to have no more problems, but you see him carrying the swords out, carrying the knife out, walking through a door. You see him going through that with swords left on the ground and red squares in the floor. Blood. That's what's kind of tripping me out. Going out again into the brush, into the open field.
Yeah.
Like trees.
Right?
That's a trip, man. You're the ball.
Trippy shit. Here we go. And people, and what gets me on this card, it says they quickly, and then it shows all these sheep following whatever may have been left or what they think, walking through the same path with them, but with all kinds of different conjectures and ideas. So the perfect way of saying incomplete. Things are incomplete. Everybody is lost on what's really going on. I think even including the police at this point. This person had to be very intellectual. What kind of person would be intellectual? Someone who's a loner. No, there's a lot of people who are not loners who are very intellectual. Don't misconstrue this. But like Stephen Hawking, he wasn't out partying. That motherfucker was smarter than shit, and honestly, he knew more than probably the average anybody. And so a person who's into the law and he's a third-year law student, that makes it that makes it very interesting because one, he was tired of the party. Not saying it's him again. Just giving you guys some facts. Please sit back and hold up. Secondly, you're sitting across the street or from wherever you live, looking at all these beautiful girls, and you can't touch this. Can't get none.
Or they've rejected you before.
Or maybe they've even rejected you before. Maybe even tried to go to a party there and you just weren't invited because you're the neighbor and
they think you're a creep.
that's mean to say, but yeah, okay, I get you. Right, a weirdo. Like they think of me. So let's go. Here's the girl upside down. It says, this may be getting more interesting. What if this girl, guys, in the future is a sister? Same. It says this girl was brought to her knees and over wanting to be with someone or wanting to always be with them. It says she was reaching for something that wasn't going to be hers. Praying and kind of desire, like, when you're obsession, infatuated. It says, but she has no defense. There's no justification here. It says she comes to cut off their head.
I'm mind blown. I can't.
Well, but is it mind blown, or are we missing the fact that we're only thinking that it's one person when other people have said it could have been two people? You killed 4 people. One person in one room and one person in the other. I'm just saying, dog, that this is really getting out there. But the killer's on the table. For me right now, 2 killers are on the table. 2 definite motives in the house with that energy that are the killers that are on the table. It says, interesting. It says things are going to start to become very clear here. There's going to be more stuff that's going to come out that's going to make it clear. Will they be able to catch the person or put the fault on them? I don't know. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch it. It hasn't showed anybody tied up yet. Let me recap it for you real quick. Let me put this back across. Here comes the girl. Okay? And it talks about her being brought to her knees to where this was something that she was reaching for. This was something she wasn't going to be able to have. This was something that she wanted. Maybe it was Ethan that she wanted. She couldn't have him. You know what I mean? Things weren't working in her favor. You see the mechanical thing there, her reaching. She was doing a lot of praying and trying to get this to work. Even candles, maybe this person was putting up. And then it says she has no defense, no justification, and then she returns to cut off their head. So I just told Moni, maybe we're being short-sighted. Maybe there was 2 people involved. A guy and a girl. 2 people have been, jolted, or 2 people have been whatever, who knew each other or seen each other talking to the other person, and they were just like, that f***ed me over too, or whatever. It says, but she returns, cut off their head. It says, and that way, there's no more opportunities for love for anyone.
You hit one room, I hit the other one.
I'm just saying, bro.
But I'm so thrown off.
Here we go. It says that things become clear. It says a person. I'm not going to give a guy or girl because it's not being clear to me. It says a person. What if they're both?
I know where you're going with this, and
Should I say that? Should I not say it?
only.
What if they're they them? What if, because everybody's identifying different, what if they're they them? That's why it's giving me 2 people.
I think the Colorado shooter was on the tipping the lines of not being a
Straight
man.
person?
Yeah.
Okay. Or being a different gender. This is something that, because this is a big thing right now. And maybe this was done, I'm gonna jump off the cliff. Maybe this was done politically motivated so people could pay attention to what's happening, how this is affecting certain people who don't identify with any gender. And so they killed everybody because they weren't accepted, and that's why they were different.
It would make a lot.
Okay, so then it says things become clear. So I just wanted to run the topic back for you. The card that ends up on the top of that was no more opportunities for love. Took away all the opportunities for that person. It says, or for those people. It says, which is crazy, it's saying what becomes clear, what's hidden. So it's what's hidden, but it's going to become clear. It says is that there was a man. It talks about that had a good heart. It says who was black and white, dark, 2 things. Am I reaching here again? Because it's talking about a man who 2 things, 2 different things. And I just brought that up.
Reaching 2 things, so 2 knives.
No, maybe male.
Oh yeah.
Female, they them. Someone who identified as both, and they keep identifying themselves in that manner. That would be an oddball murder of someone who maybe had been bullied and abused, who turns around because these people probably
It fits all the
snags. It's an interesting theory, but it pops up. They're talking about not too good and bad. They were good and bad. They were they and them. There's all these different things, and it says, and there was no justice for them. No justice for this person. It says, Even his own mom upside down with him. And what other reason would your mom be upside down with him? No offense, don't take this out of the context, guys. But most parents in the very beginning, when all this came out, or people said, I don't think I'm really a guy. I want to be a girl. Not really a girl. I think I'm a male. I'm not either. I think I'm a transgender. Only a parent would be one to be disappointed in something like that, right?
Yeah.
My thoughts. That's what I'm thinking, because it shows the mom upside down with this person, or maybe this person was just whatever they were. It says, here we go. It says this is not healthy. It wasn't good. This wasn't something that was good. It was bad energy, bad whatever. It says, and it's true. It's true that these people were not a family, but they hung around like a family, and so maybe they stuck together like we stick together. This is my crew. Yep. If you're one of us, you're all of us. We stick together. So if we're clowning you, we're all clowning you. If you're clowning us, we're defending ourselves, or we start defending each other. Unless we're clowning each other, it's a little bit different. But still, we'll gang up on one person. So you know what I'm saying? It says, not about money. Always been the case. It says about broken heart. About broken heart, about battle, about argument, and then that takes us back to the lawyer. It says, and here's the person who tied them up, who tied it up. It says, and doesn't feel like there's karma for it. The karma that's going to come back to them, they're unaware of. It says, but it says free now. And then the last card, which I think is really crazy, guys, is the angry woman with the sword. So we keep going back, guy, girl, guy, girl, guy, girl, guy, girl. Either it's two people or it's one person who thinks they're two people. You know what I mean? They have they're what's that schizophrenic? Multiple personality, something like that. This could be someone like that. It says, but the angry woman, because I've seen people who address themselves as a woman when they're in a schizophrenic state. They'll be a woman. Oh, that's Charlene.
That one killer with two personalities.
That's possible. And that's someone who would be capable of killing that many people. That is very possible.
Man, you just keep making me change my theory here, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's right, man. It's good. It's good.
I wanted to reach this for a long time because there's a lot that's come out here. This person straight up says, I am the killer. And honestly, it's hard because there's not a lot of information. And this person's saying, I'm the killer. Then the house is saying, this is the killer. Here's the energy. Find out who it is and do a read on them, and that person will confess. It says, because they return back to normal. And that would be someone who's got a split personality. They return back to normal. They return to love. It says, even though they're still upside down as a girl. What does that mean? Was it a guy who acts like a girl, dresses like a girl, who's transgender? And you know what I'm saying? It says, no obstacles. It says, but the road wide open. It says, there was no obstacles. Everything was open for them. They understood the house. They understood everything. It says that they had tons of opportunities to do this, but they finally waited for the right time. It says, so far they haven't been destroyed, and it's unfortunate for what's happened, but it's happened. So those are all my cards. Anyways, guys, give us your input. I don't know where to go with this after this.
This is going everywhere.
Went through the house. The killer is not someone who is directly associated with someone in the house. There may have been it may have been an instance. It may have been a run-in. It may have been a one-night thing.
Probably snuck into the parties a couple times.
Had a face-to-face. They were like,
yeah, exactly.
They didn't know.
And maybe that face-to-face wasn't a good one, because it's true. Like you go up to a pretty girl and you're kind of a weirdo. She's like, oh, you're like, hey, can I buy you a drink? No. Like girls have a tendency to be snobs, especially when they're young.
But yeah, we don't, man. I don't even know if it's a male, a female.
No, but it could be.
I know. I don't even know no more. And it makes sense if it's someone that's is on both sides of the spectrum. They got a lot some psychological issues.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not gonna get a straight story because you don't know which personality
exactly
you're speaking to.
Exactly. And maybe what if the one side of the personality that's a girl had a thing for Ethan, and what if the other personality was a guy had a thing for Kaylee? Well, I mean, because I'm not talking shit about it.
But it's something we have to talk about.
They're talking about it. The house is talking about the energy in the person and says there's either two people, because it has two stories. And that's why since the beginning, we've gotten two stories. But we just thought it led more to Jack. But then again, Kaylee wasn't with Jack anymore.
And they've talked about, you know, someone they knew, so they knew this person, and they assume this, you know, for being who they are, they think he's a weirdo. He's like, I don't want to talk to you guys.
At the end of the day, guys, we are still. I mean, we have a lot of information. What's going to be crazy if when they come out, if they do find someone and it turns out this person did have split personalities, this person may have been on both sides of the spectrum, like as a male and a female. This person may have had, you know, some issues going on. If we get all that coming out when everything's finished and said and done, then we were on it. We blew this away.
Ooh,
Because from the beginning, Ethan had a story about a girl, and there was a story about a guy, and even the roommates had a story about knowing what was going on.
And if
maybe it wasn't that person.
I don't want to spill too much because, you know, the video's out right now on YouTube. But Ethan did say he did see a chick.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe he was dressed as a chick.
Okay, right there. Do you guys know what the heck he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. I must have missed this one big time. But anyway, I need to reference something here real quick. I'm answering comments back while I'm making this video, and I see there's a lot of comment. There's some, well, not a lot, but there's some comments about Kim, and I have to say that I'm not very happy with her at all. She pulled some fast ones on me, and I don't trust her anymore. And I don't, she might have some things to say, but she constantly says the same things, just like everybody has said. I had to learn for myself. That was a hard one to swallow, but I had to learn for myself. And she's like, what she does is she dangles this worm in front of your face, like or the carrot in front of the horse in the cart, you know? And, oh, well, I'll give you this. And I've got all the text messages for it too. I mean, it's not something that, you know, I can't prove, because I can definitely prove it. But she comes on here, you're probably drunk, because I'm, you know, and you know what? I'd probably be drunk all the time too if I lived in there and I had to deal with all this kind of stuff. Who knows? I mean, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. But you don't come on people's channels and you don't do this stuff when you're also texting them and saying how important they are to you, and you know you'd never hurt them or whatever. Well, yeah, here you go. She's doing just that. She's telling people I'm someone I'm not, for one. I don't know who she's talking about. And then she puts out a name out there that she shouldn't be putting out. I mean, I've got people calling me and leaving messages on my phone that I don't know who the hell they are. I've never had that ever in my life until this case. I don't know if she's doing it. I don't know if she's putting my number out there. I don't know what, because she's got my number. And it was after that video that she was so pissed off about. And one of the pictures I didn't even know. I mean, I literally, she's so upset about something that's not even, like, my question is, why is she so upset about it? That's probably the best question right there. Why is she so upset about it? She doesn't have a problem putting anybody else out there. But, you know, even her daughter. But when it comes to her son, she's very aggressive, put it that way. And when you're getting text messages one after the other threatening that she's going to call the cops on me, she's going to do all this other stuff if I do not take that video down. And then when I took it down, she still came at me saying I didn't take it down, and it was down. So I don't know what she was talking about. Maybe drunk again, I don't know. But she needs to get her head on straight, because this is not cool for her to do this. She's not making any friends this way, and she's not. I mean, I can't even answer her back anymore, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. So it's like gaslighting. Basically, it's a gaslighter. I'm going to give, you know, oh, I'll tell you this. I got this something for you. It's like, I don't even want that something. I mean, I would talk to her just as friends. That's how I was. I mean, I didn't want anything from her. I didn't want a bunch of information or anything like that. That's not what I was asking for at all. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, she just flips a switch, and I don't know what. I seriously don't even know what the hell happened. All I know is that I'm over it, and I don't want to deal with it. And I don't think that's fair of her to do what she's doing and putting me in jeopardy. Because that's what she's doing, and she's doing it intentionally. There's 2 videos I've taken down now because of her. I mean, if I was monetized, I would be making money off these. And it's not like, I mean, this is my only thing I do. I mean, I do some stuff on eBay, I do this, but I've been so sick lately, and I've been dealing with this lung thing that I haven't even been able to, I mean, I couldn't hold down a job right now if I wanted to, because I would be out of breath. I mean, it's hard enough to do what I'm doing right now. You guys can hear it. And then for her to do this to me, that's just wrong. It's just really, really wrong. So, shout out to you, Kim, sis. Maybe think about a few things, because what you're doing is not fair. And it's not fair to not only me, but to a lot of other people. Maybe including your family. All right.
Too much, because the video's out right now on YouTube. But Ethan did say he did see a chick.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe he was dressed as a chick that day.
That's my thing. That's what I was gonna say. What if?
Man, I just talking my ear off to you guys, and I forgot to put record on. So anyway, what they're talking about, what I was saying is that it's probably a good thing, because now I'll begin to make it a little bit shorter. But where he's talking about this video of a man dressed as a woman, that made me think of the Pullman Wazoo campus police. And it's almost like they had like a reality kind of show or whatever. And there's some videos that are still up, but some of them are taken down. You can't find them anywhere, and I cannot find the one I really, really want. But it's also got Kim's daughter on it, who's dressed as a cop, and she's with a friend, and they're on a street corner, and they're acting like they're gonna, cuff up the officers as they walk up, and it's really cute. I mean, they're definitely dressed very sexy, but it's pretty cute. But that same night, there is a guy, a son and his dad in a little tiff, in a little argument, and it sounded to me like what was happening is that the son wanted the dad to come with them, to come home or whatever, and the dad didn't want to, and the dad was talking to a guy that was dressed as a woman. He was wearing a sequined tube top, and I swear to God, you guys, he looks like the guy, not Connor, but he's the one that's with Ashlyn. He's doing all those weird dances. It's like, I don't know if it's his sister or what, Ashlyn Couch. Anyway, he has kind of reddish, goldish hair. But anyway, that's who it looked like to me. I mean, I don't know. So please don't even think, but that's exactly what I thought. That's who I thought it was. Anyway, the dad didn't want to go. And eventually what ended up happening was he said, oh, he's just going to stay at a hotel or something like that. But I don't know why. Brian wasn't even in the picture at that point. You didn't even know who Brian was, right? So it didn't dawn on me until just recently that I wonder if that was BK and his dad. And here's my thing too, I've been thinking a lot about lately, is there's been a lot of stuff about the DNA and all that stuff. Of course, there's a lot of stuff about that. But also about, I listen to tarot. I'm just going to say I do, and I believe in it. My mother's an astrologer, and I grew up with it, and I've all my life, so I know that there's a lot of it just rings very, very true. There's a lot that doesn't. There's a lot of bad ones out there too, but anyway, a lot of the things that are being said is that BK is just like seeking something out. He wasn't seeking out to hurt anybody. He was seeking out something in his own life, right? And that makes me wonder if Brian was adopted, and if he came to this area to seek out possibly his real father, maybe, just saying, just putting it out there. And that makes me also wonder who his dad that he grew up with is. Like, who is he in this picture? Because ever since I first set eyes on that man, he has given me the creeps. The creeps. BK doesn't give me a creepy bone at all. But his dad? Oh my God. He gives me the heebie-jeebies, seriously. I mean, especially in that car room where he's looking back in his teeth and he's like looking back at you. Oh my God. I seriously just wanted to like, Anyway, so so when they talk about the Ethan seeing the guy dressed as a woman, I'm wondering if they're talking about Halloween. I'm not sure what they're talking about. So if you guys know, let me know. See, look, I'm losing my voice, so. Can't talk too much before I start losing my voice. So, okay, so I'm going to go back to this. And I can't wait to hear your comments on this because I don't know if you guys believe in this stuff or not, but I'm just curious, we each believe what we want and that's all good and there's no harm in that unless it's hurting somebody and then that's not good. But anyway, all right, here we go.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe he was dressed as a chick that day.
That's my thing. That's what I was gonna say. What if the split personality person, I'm not saying it's that, it could be two people still, but what if that person went up and tried to hit on Ethan as a girl and he's like, no. And then the guy
that's
part
where that bullying comes.
went and hit, the guy part went on and tried to hit on Kaylee and couldn't get in, and that would be a reason to take the house.
Because a bullying could be like just even making like, oh, what if that guy's a weirdo, like, oh.
That's why they would say, and then he talks about it, I turned the house upside down. He targeted the house. Maybe he didn't like all the partying, but maybe he had his own issues going on with himself. A lot of shit going on. I mean, the neighbor's still definitely a suspect here, but I don't think the neighbor to me, he cleared in my cards.
Yeah, and he can't. I mean, he's not the only one with the facial hair like that.
Yeah, and Jack cleared himself in the cards when he said, "I feel like I killed her, maybe because I didn't answer the phone." That kind of f***ed me up too. And so if I would have answered, maybe they would be dead. At the same time, there's just a lot going on here with you guys.
All right. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to put the link in the description to this and go watch all of his stuff. He's really good and he's got a good sense of humor. I like that about him because here's the thing. This is hard enough on everybody. I don't care what people say out there. Oh, you don't know him, blah, blah, blah. This has been so difficult. I think about this every day, every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I do not think about this and them, each and every one of them. And their, their family and their friends and everything. I mean, I think about all of it. So for someone to, if they plan on even telling me that I don't care or I'm whatever, well, they can just go, somewhere else because that's not the case. I have a huge heart, too big a lot most of the time actually. And that's, sometimes gets me in trouble. Not trouble, but you know what I mean? It's painful. But anyway. But his name is El Divino, and he goes by El Divino Divine Tarot, I think. Anyway, like I said, I'll put the link in there, but go back and watch his other ones. They're so good, and I'm so curious as to what you have to say about them because this house one really kind of did me in because I was like, I immediately, not even thinking twice about it, Enon popped in my head. There's something off about that guy. There really is, and he's also, you have to think about it. He's very feminine as well. Very feminine actually. And I don't know, just something the way that he was talking about it. But anyway, I want to know about the Ethan thing too. Okay, I'm going to get this going so I can get it on there and get it uploaded because the last one took like an hour. Oh my God. They must be really monitoring my stuff. I don't know. But all right. Thanks, El Divino. Hey, El Divino, if you watch this, please do some updates on, can you go back over the Idaho 4? All of them is so good. You're so awesome, and I love your whole family. They're so great, your little entourage. And it's just, I don't know, it's really neat to watch you. And I hope you guys are doing well. And holidays are coming up, so I'll say happy holidays right now because I probably won't get a chance later on. All right, thank you for letting me use your video. I hope you get a lot more hits on your channel and people sub to you. Please, you guys like and sub and comment on this stuff. Comment. Get them to keep asking him to do more videos on the Idaho 4 or whatever videos you want. But I really would like some updates, see what, if the cards have changed because maybe things have changed. But I'm going to, maybe I should link the I might actually link the Chief Fry one in here too, because oh my gosh, you guys, that is good. That's good. All right. Thank you. Appreciate all of you, and thanks for your support. Bye.